For those of you out there in YouTube land who don't know what a trick is, according to the Urban Dictionary, a trick is any man who lets a woman use him for his wallet. It comes from the term prostitutes, who use to describe the men who pay them for sex. Or another definition is any punk or fool who acts as a bitch made as Trick does.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Mindfully Misunderstood. I'm your host, Cam2Official.
And I am Sir Charles the God.
And you already know what's going on, man. If you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the video. And we got a special conversation for y'all today, man.
Absolutely. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank you for supporting us. Leave comments, let us know what you think, and also hit that bell notification so that you can get notified when we drop new content.
For sure.
So as you all know, Cam and I, we have a lot of conversation offline, and we'd like to bring it to you all and see what you guys think. And I brought up the conversation that I believe that a lot of married men are just permanent tricks. It's my position that I believe, and you know, 45.
So he out here calling me a trick. Yo.
I said most men.
Wow, he out here calling me a trick. Wow.
I said most men. You might be the exception. You might be the exception. I'm not sure. So, you know, for those of you out there in YouTube land who don't know what a trick is, according to the Urban Dictionary, a trick is any man who lets a woman use him for his wallet. It comes from the term prostitutes, who use to describe the men who pay them for sex. Or another definition is any punk or fool who acts as a bitch made as Trick does. Sure, Urban Dictionary for you. But essentially, a trick is a man who is essentially paying a woman to stick around, roughly, pretty much. And so I believe that is the opposite of a man acting from a position of abundance, power, and leadership. And so now,
man, I'm gonna be transparent with you right now. I was a trick maybe in my younger days.
Okay, all right. But you know, what they say, when you know better, you do better, or you're supposed to at least.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of motherfuckers out here that's down bad.
You know, essentially, my thing is I've observed a lot of men who cater to their women, even at the expense of losing themselves. Even at the expense of falling off of their mission, or not even paying attention to their own agenda because they're all about catering to the woman.
Fellas, why we doing that? Like, what is that? Is that like a thing?
You know, personally, I think it's a lot of men operate out of the lack mentality, and also too, they don't necessarily understand that first and foremost, you have to stay on your mission. You have to focus on what makes you a man, first and foremost. And that's what keeps the woman around. A lot of times men think that, hey, if I just cater to this woman, if I just give her everything she wants, if I'm a yes man, I'm tap dancing and all that shit, she'll stick around and she'll love me. Yeah.
I feel like if you do everything that your woman asks you to do, eventually she'll do that thing where she gets bored.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're always doing what she asks you to do, or you're always doing something.
And that's the thing about it. In that book, was The Way of the Superior Man that talks about how your woman will test you, and to see if you are gonna be assertive or be a man. She wants to feel your masculine energy, right?
Right.
And now, if you're acquiescing to her every demand, then how can you be a leader? How can you be a leader when the followers are leading you? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so in essence, a woman could get bored very easily in that situation. And in fact, while you're doing everything to cater to her, essentially a lot of times that's why we find women cheating with a guy of lesser means, but he's more masculine. He's, you know what I'm saying? He putting
that's his way of telling you he digging her down.
He's digging her. Hey, he's laying the law down.
Yeah.
And so essentially, I see this, man, where men are essentially, they've signed up to be permanent tricks for their wives. Dangerous, very dangerous game, I think, personally. Now, have you witnessed it? Well, first of all, you're a former recovered trick.
True.
Okay.
So I can't necessarily say that I do those things.
Yeah.
But have I seen them done? Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. So now, what do you think that is it fear of losing the woman? Is it, or do you think it's upbringing? Whereas, hey, your parents told you this is how you're supposed to treat your wife.
Honestly, it's a little bit of all of that. But you got to remember too, it's like, how many times have we talked to OGs, like even like older, that'll tell you like, happy wife, happy life. How many times have we heard that? Hey man,
that phrase grinds my gear.
You feel me? Like, happy wife, happy life. So it's like, even if you know your woman is wrong, you still gotta rock with that and just eat that and call it good. I'm like, nah. Why do I have to be the yes man? Because if you wrong, then let me tell you that you wrong. And if you can't take that constructive criticism, then I'll wait until until you calm down, and then we could talk about it.
Now, touching on that piece, that happy wife, happy life, and the reason why that grinds my gears is because, first of all, most women are impossible to please. A lot of women aren't even happy with themselves. So now that's the foundation of their own happiness. But then they place you in charge. As a man, they place you in charge of making them happy, which is an impossible task.
It really is.
Yeah. So it's like happy wife, happy life. Well, what does that mean? Because you could essentially break your fucking back, work your dick into the dirt, give her everything, cater to her, and she still wouldn't be happy. Now, so what does that mean? Is your life miserable? You know,
most definitely, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
because you got to think. I think certain people, you know what I'm saying, when they start losing themselves in relationships, I think the most important thing you have to remember is, before there was an us, there was a me.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was doing so much better without your ass before I met you. And then it's like I got into this relationship and now I'm not even doing the things that I was doing before. AKA going to the gym, or, you know what I'm saying, if you play video games, whatever it is that you were doing before you met that person, and now you're not doing them because, you know what I'm saying, you trying to keep them happy. And that's another thing too, fellas. If a woman is putting her happiness onto you, she don't love you. She don't love you.
And she damn near don't love her goddamn self.
She really don't love herself, but she definitely don't love you.
Yeah.
If she counting on you to make her happy, I'm deuced out, cuz. That's a lot. I don't think like people really understand, and that goes for men too. Like, people don't really understand like how big of a task that is, to have to worry about their happiness
and your own
and their sanity, and then have to worry about you too.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. We supposed to be whole before we even get into this union. You supposed to be you, and I'm supposed to be me, and we supposed to be a collective. So if I'm a half and you a half, we just two broken halves at that point. We ain't even gonna get to the point of wholeness because we both fucked up.
Damn nigga blind leading the blind out here.
You feel me?
You know, and that's an important fact that you know, I've actually seen this debated in these YouTube streets where people promoting, you know, starting early with a woman and then growing together or what have you. You know what? I'm of the belief that I think a man needs to build himself up. This me personally. Me personally, I think a man needs to build himself up to the best version of himself and then find a woman. You know, I always talk about how I heard this preacher say one time the sequence of how things went, whether you believe in the Bible or not, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
The lesson, I think, is invaluable. Where God created man, when he created Adam, he gave Adam his word, which is leadership or an assignment. He gave him work, something to do,
right?
And then he gave him the woman, right? And so essentially, a lot of times, I think men we go out of line. We go straight to the woman, and we ain't even done the work yet. Now, people argue the fact that they say, well, why would I build myself up to this hell of a man and then share that with the woman? Well, I would surmise that you do that because you always want to approach relationships from a position of power, right?
And abundance,
right? And so now the thing about it is, yes, once you, and a lot of times, let's face it, when we young, we first getting some money, you should see the world.
You want to flex.
You want to, right? And you want, and
what it is.
You know, thing about it is, you may want to exercise your options. Get that out of your system. You know what I'm saying? I mean, kudos to people such as yourself, you know, people who are let's be transparent, right? You and your wife got together young and y'all built together.
Yeah.
It's unique in the sense that a lot of people actually, that messes them up because they started too young and they think like, man, did I miss out on the world? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now what do you have to say about that? Now, do you think that, first of all, do you think people should get married early?
I don't.
Or should
you want me to be 100 or you want me to be transparent? And I don't want anybody out there to take this the wrong way. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And it doesn't come from a place of malice. It's coming from a married man. And I love my wife, right? But I do not think that people should get married.
At all?
At all.
Damn. You sound like me.
Only because I feel like, you know, I think it's the same. I really think it's the same concept, and I don't see the difference between a relationship and a marriage because they're both to me a great union. Mm-hmm. You have to put effort into each individual relationship. So any relationship that you go into, it's gonna be trial and error, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to know the things that you will and won't put up with, things that you do and don't like. That's just what it is. Mm-hmm. You have to. Those are things that you have to do. Even with marriage, those are things that you have to do. The only difference is like you said earlier, the marriage benefits the woman in the sense where she can basically say, okay, I'm not in this anymore, and now I want half. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just what it is. And that piece to me, like, it don't necessarily sit right with me, because I feel like regardless of if we're married or if we're in a relationship, I'm still committing to you the same way. That ring or that marriage certificate doesn't stop me from cheating. Mm-hmm. Same thing for a woman. It don't stop that piece of paper doesn't stop you from doing anything. it's just a title. You can give a title to anybody. That's your girlfriend. You gave her the title of a girlfriend. You can, the same way you give her the title of a girlfriend, you can give her the title of your wife. If you've been together that long.
She could even change her last name.
That's what I'm saying.
She could change her last name.
You feel me? You don't have to go through
the
state because that's giving the government the power to decide what goes on in your household and how much gets divided. If you are a true stand-up dude and you come from a place of abundance, your woman don't have to worry about anything regarding, your finances, because you're gonna make sure, regardless of what she's done, you gonna make sure she good.
You're gonna make sure she's straight. And you know what? To that point, like you said, the only thing I see about marriage being beneficial is for the woman to be able to have a weapon. And you know what? The thing about it is, after you get married and sign the legal documents, there's really no incentive, or shall I say, there's no real punishment that a woman could be facing for acting out, right? So, like, what's the incentive for her to do good by you if she got you by the balls? Especially if you're a man of means and perhaps she's a woman of little means, right? Sure. Then she got you by the balls. You can literally catch her cheating with 12 niggas, right? And then she still get half of your shit. Yeah. And then you back moving with your mama and you paying hella child support. Anyhow, story. Again, that's a common story.
Yeah, and again, we always preach about, not being comfortable. You got to be able to, take that L and move and build and keep going. Keep going about your day, because if you're staying in a relationship just because you don't want to be uncomfortable, that shit trickles down, especially if you got kids. It not only trickles down from you, but it trickles down to your kids as well, because they know what's going on. So I would almost urge you to honestly take accountability, take what you need to do, and keep it moving, dog. It is so. I don't think people understand how important personal peace is.
Man, hey.
I don't remember asking you.
Wrong one. Hold up. Dropping gems like a clumsy jeweler. There you go, right there. Dropping gems.
It's just one of those things, man.
You know what? Now I'm gonna go a little heavy on you right now. There's a saying that says where emotion is high, logic is absent, pretty much. So now a lot of times these men who are acquiescing to their woman's every demand, 999, they're very emotional men. So they're lacking the logic, lacking the facts. So there's another saying that piggybacks off of that says, untamed emotion is the enemy of performance. So essentially, because you are all emotional and head over heels for this woman, you ain't even looking at the facts that you've actually become a slave to her. You are off your mission in the sense that you are catering to the woman, right? You're following the woman. It's kind of like the goddamn tail is wagging the dog, man. The tail is wagging the dog. All right, we're operating backwards here, and so now here's the thing, man. And we're gonna talk about this in another episode, but essentially, men are walking around literally in these relationships unhappy, unfulfilled, feeling drained, and it's like there's nothing they can do. Why? Because they're allowing the tail to wag the dog. Listen, sir, I am saying to you, listen, get back on your mission. Listen, 9 times out of 10, a lot of times these relationships can be fixed if the man just understands that you are the head and take your proper position, get back on your mission, focus on everything that makes you a great man, and watch that woman love you. It's going to be organic. The attraction is going to be organic because she's going to see you operating in your masculine energy, right? And because you can't cater enough to a woman. But as I was saying, I don't think there's any amount of catering you can do to a woman to maintain her attention or maintain her affection. Either she's into you or she's not, right? And a lot of times guys hustle backwards with over catering, and now you turn the woman off. It's kind of like that whole concept of, what you chase will evade you. The thing about it is, there's nothing wrong with doting on your woman. There's nothing wrong with showing her that you love her or care about her and showing her appreciation. However, when you prioritize her over your mission and even over yourself, I think that's a turn off.
Yourself is wild.
Yeah, I think that I know for a fact that's a turn off for even that woman. The woman wants to see you operating in leadership position, from a position of power, from a position of abundance, and operating in your mission, and that is going to maintain her attention on for you. That is going to maintain her affection for you. Guys are tricking on their wives constantly, and they find themselves in struggle marriages.
So not only are you not getting the proper loving ratio, but now you now you gotta go on to doing all of these things for her too.
Yeah. You jumping through fiery hoops and all this crap, and essentially you're these men are afraid to lose their woman. They're afraid to lose the in-house putty, right? They're afraid to.
What I don't understand, how you afraid to lose something you only getting like once or twice every 3 weeks, something like that.
Damn. And it's my position that you can't necessarily lose a woman. I don't think you can lose a woman.
I think you need to elaborate on that.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I'm talking to men who operate from a position of abundance, from a position of power, from a position of leadership.
Right.
You can't necessarily lose a woman. When you're operating in a certain space and in a certain energy, that woman loses you. You know what I'm saying? Because
talk your shit.
Well, because when you are a man of value, women are easier to come by for that particular man, because we're not looking for a woman of any type of means necessarily. Yeah. Like, for a fact, we can find a woman in McDonald's drive-thru and make her our wife, right? Depending on the fact that she acquiesces to the process of our progress, right? She caters to our needs and boost us in a certain direction, right? Because we're providers, right? I don't need a woman for protection. I don't need a woman for provision. I don't need a woman for leadership. I need a woman that's going to cater to what I got going on already. Right. So it's easier for us to find a woman that is going to cater to us than for a woman to find a man that is a proper leader, that is a proper protector, that is a proper provider. You know what I'm saying? Who offers problem solving.
That's true.
Yeah,
you got a lot more feminine men out here now.
Yeah. So my thing is, when you know that you are that rare man, if you will,
that rare breed,
yeah, the rare breed of men. You're on the upper rungs of the sexual selection hierarchy. I'm not saying be cocky with it, but at the end of the day, know your worth. Know your worth, and know that you don't have to be a permanent trick for your wife.
For sure.
And you won't be afraid to lose her, because you can never lose. Anyhow, if a woman walks away from you, she's not your woman. That would be my position. A woman that really value what you are, what you bring to the table. She's going to do everything in her power to make sure that she stays in full association with you, full in a healthy relationship. She's going to acquiesce to your process or your progress. You know what I'm saying? And the direction that you're going. So I just don't think when you operate in abundance, you don't lose. You don't lose. Things just change.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier to maneuver through certain situations. So,
yeah. So now I'm saying you got to ask yourself, sir, are you a trick? Are you a trick? I mean, really.
Have you been bamboozled? Hoodwinked?
I mean, really, are you really giving so much of yourself because you are afraid that this woman is going to leave you? That's how you know. We superior men, we aren't afraid of losing anything. It just doesn't. Especially not a woman.
I mean, what'd you say to the men that don't really know, that are in relationships right now, who are doing the things that we talking about right now, but don't know who they are?
I would suggest that they find themselves, literally find yourself, find your mission. Now, people say, I was on a show, somebody said the mission is bullshit. What is the mission? Well, it's simply put, who are you and where are you going? Who are you and where you going? And in that, with those two questions, you gotta be true to yourself. Be true to yourself and who you really are. Don't put on a face. Don't put on a mask. Don't put on a show for other people. No, be who you really are and understand where are you going. Now, there are lost men out here who don't know where they're just going through life day by day. Well, that's not a superior man.
Right.
Superior men know who they are and where they're going. So, that being said, now, if you are a weak man, right, and you're an inferior man, then you just get what you get. Shut the fuck up. You get what you get. You know, you like the nigga that you know, while real men are eating, you on the floor picking up the crumbs. You know, you get what's left.
That, you know what's crazy? That just reminded me of a song where he goes, you know, you got two people that sit at the table, and both of their food is hot, but you got one nigga looking at the other nigga eating, and he got the same utensils, but he'll watch his food go cold watching another nigga eat.
Whoa, that's heavy right there. You know that's
that's
really
crazy.
Really, and that's what a lot of men are doing. I don't know what it's like to be a woman. So you know, largely we talk to men. We don't know what it's like to be women. We talk to men because we know what it's like to be men. And at the end of the day, listen, if that's you, if you watching other men eat, why aren't you picking up your utensils? Huh?
Why are you watching another nigga, you know what I'm saying, eat and waiting for your food to go cold?
Come on, man. And then complain. And then
That's crazy.
Man, don't even get me started on these complaining ass niggas. But anyhow, I'm saying we can wrap it up. But at the end of the day, really, most y'all gonna pay attention to this. I ain't never heard nobody else talk about what we talking about right now. Most married men are permanent tricks. Now you're gonna pay attention to it. Now you're gonna see it. You're like, damn. Essentially, everything you do is for a woman. That's just what it is. We get dressed for women, you know what I'm saying? Because we want women to see us. We drive certain cars. We do certain things. We go to certain activities because we know bitches gonna be there. Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Whether we want to agree with it or not, in some way, shape, or form, you paying for it. But the only difference is you have to be working in that abundance where it doesn't really affect you when somebody else is leaving.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like, when you come from a place of power, a female's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And the ones that you want to stay, they gonna stay because they already know how you operate. Shout out to my man Nick Cannon, because that man operates in abundance.
Overabundance.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he really does, you know what I'm saying, operate from a place of power and like lets, you know what I'm saying? Like he really let his women know, like, yo, this is what it is, and this is what I want to do.
For a fact,
you know. So I think.
But to that point, I just want to make, you don't need millions of dollars to do that. It's all about the mindset at the end of the day,
and how you present yourself. You know what I'm saying, in the first place. Mm-hmm. If you come in with an ulterior motive, then motherfuckers gonna look at you like, nah, that's not what you told me. You know what I'm saying, a week ago. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I ain't saying, you know, because some people just not. They're not really hip to it at first, so you don't have to necessarily, like we said, you don't always have to put your shit out on the table at first, because you got to do some vetting of your own.
Facts.
So like if you know, like, hey, don't put all your business out on Front Street at first. Let somebody get to know you and see how you operate, and then if that's what aligns with them, then they gonna be with you, man.
Yeah, for a fact. And essentially what you need to do is build a rapport with the woman. Let her have an appreciation for who you are, right? First, and then spill your dirty drawers, you know, a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully your drawers ain't too goddamn dirty. But you let her know that, hey man, I love, things been going swimmingly between the two of us.
Yeah.
But there's more. There's layers to me, and essentially that's when you break in. Hey, I desire multiple women, or I desire just one more, or whatever it is you desire.
Exactly.
All I say is that just be true to yourself. Be true to your goddamn self, right? And so here's the thing, though. A lot of times, being true to yourself and being honest with women will push them away, but at least you didn't lie to them.
Exactly.
Right? At least
she can, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to be funny, but she can really look back on that and be like, damn, at least he didn't lie to me.
He was real. Yeah, and that's something that's rare. Men, that's another thing. Men will not be themselves because they want to keep this woman around. Be yourself. And that woman who is for you will, whatever your demons are, her demons are going to align right with yours, right? And so it's like, oh, bet. Well, you into that? I'm okay with that. But the weirder your shit is, the less options you're gonna have. But at the end of the day, be true to yourself and don't be out here tricking women, and then they find out later that you were wearing a mask the whole time. Mm-hmm. You know. So, I mean, that's pretty much it on that piece, man. In closing, what do you have to say about these men being permanent tricks for their wives?
I would like to say, man, for all you fellas out there that are being tricks for your woman, really understand and desire what it is that you want, not just out of your relationship, but out of life in general. Because a lot of us, we are in a state of stagnance. So,
is that a word?
I don't know if it's a word, but it's a word.
It sounds very intelligent. You know, you might have made up some shit, but
I probably did.
It'll be in the dictionary. If it's not in the dictionary, it will be in a few years.
A lot of us are in a state of stagnance. And I'm telling you right now, that shit has to change.
For a fact.
If we are not forever learning, we are always dying. So, if you don't want to learn, you got to do something different.
Yeah. Essentially, that which is not growing is dying.
Exactly.
So now, listen, man. I think worse than the pandemic that struck us, a couple years ago or what have you. Mm-hmm. I think that we are in the midst of a damn-demic. And the damn-demic is men tricking off their purpose and their resources and their energy and all their whatever. They're to acquiesce to a woman's demands or what have you. And all I'm saying is, I just want to reiterate the fact that is the tail wagging the dog. Don't complain. You've been informed. And so, they say once you know better, supposed to do better, but a lot of y'all don't want to do better. You don't want to do better. Why? Because doing better makes you uncomfortable. And you niggas like comfort. And that is going to be to your detriment at the end of the day. So that's my spiel on it, man. Quit being tricks. All right? And operate out of leadership, abundance, and I forgot what the other one that I always say, but from a position of power.
There you go.
From a position of power, leadership, and operating abundance. And that woman will stick around.
For sure. We thank y'all for sticking around for another episode of Mindfully Misunderstood. I'm your host, Cam2 Official.
And I am Sir Charles the God.
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on the video.
Hit that bell notification so that you get notified for when we drop new content. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Until next time.
Next one. Peace.